All right, Proverbs 6, there's quite a bit to cover, so let's just jump right in. I've got this proverb broken up into 4 sections. The first section is verse 1 through 5. And in this section, it's talking all about loans. And the message here is really, don't lend people money and, really don't secure debt for anybody else. Because a lot of times it tends to get messy. Because when you do this thing, then this person owes you, and then, maybe you've heard the borrower is slave to the lender. I wonder where they get this from. We'll see that very soon. But again, yeah, the idea is, don't loan people money. Don't secure debt for someone else. Don't potentially put yourself in that position. Really, the preferred method, according to Proverbs, is if somebody has a need, just provide for that need. Give them a gift. Don't let there be any strings attached. Don't let there be any quid pro quo, anything like that. Just give it outright. Let that person, whatever they need it for, let them apply it to that, and then everyone leaves happy. And really, it would be good to give you some background context to this. So in ancient Israel, it was actually against the law for an Israelite to loan money to another Israelite and charge interest on it. So it had to be interest-free if it was an Israelite to Israelite. Now, an Israelite could loan money to a foreigner and they could charge interest for that. But again, the preferable method is that if anyone has a need, let's come together, let's provide for that need to help that person out. And so moving on to the next section, this is going to be verses 6 through 11. And this is talking all about laziness. And this is another popular theme in Proverbs that you're going to see a lot. You're going to see this comparison of the hard worker versus the sluggard. And of course, the preferable person in this comparison is going to be the hard worker. Proverbs really speaks highly of hard work, and it speaks very negatively of the lazy person or the sluggard. And you'll see more of that later. It gets pretty funny. The next section is verses 12 to 19. And really, could you break this up into 2 sections? Probably so, because the topic changes. So in if you want to break it up, 12 to 15, this is just it's talking about this worthless person or this evil person, and it's just kind of highlighting, don't be this person, don't be like this, and and watch out for this person. And then I want to emphasize in verse 16, because there's a poetic device that sometimes it can be confusing. And let me just read this real quick. It says, there are 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 that are an abomination to him. And so you see this 6 plus 1 kind of poetic device, and don't be confused by it. And basically what this is doing is, remember, this is poetry. So it's saying, hey, there's 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 things that are an absolute abomination. And so then we see 7 things, right? So we see that, haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that make haste to run to evil, a false witness who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord among the brothers. So there's 6 things that the Lord hates, but there are 7 things that are just an absolute abomination to him. You're going to see this kind of poetic device later on multiple times. Don't be confused when you see, 4 then 5 or 6 then 7. It's always going to be the bigger number. And again, it's just used for emphasis. And then the last section here is verses 20 to 35. And like we saw in the last proverb, this is just a warning against adultery. It's the father telling the son, hey, don't do it. Stay away. Again, bad things happen. And I'll let you read that. So that's it. Proverbs 6.